And looking at our next question, it's still winter related. So it's question 5. This is from Charles in Cranston. And it asks, how much snow are we expected to get for the rest of winter? So again, that really depends, I'd say, at least in my opinion, is on the jet stream, because if that jet stream just stays so far to the south where we miss out on some of the bigger opportunities for storms, we're not going to be able to accumulate a lot of snow in terms of total snowfall.
Because in this high pressure dome that's set up that we've been looking at over parts of Canada is ushering in that very cold and dry air. Because sometimes also we'll see a front come through over the Great Lakes and through Canada, but that's kind of all being choked out because of that dry air mass. So kind of what we're relying on is these storms coming up from maybe the southeast. But obviously there are so many factors. I would say along with hurricanes, nor'easters, your typical nor'easters, one of the hardest winter weather systems to track, because there are just so many factors that go into making it that perfect storm where we might get a foot of snow.
Right, so many things have to be in place. You need the high pressure nearby to supply the cold air. You want it to be in a certain location, that way the wind direction's just right. You want the storm track to be just right. I mean, we always mention the benchmark off the coast. There's a lot of factors that go into play. You want the storm to be strong enough to provide the moisture and have it be all snow. Because we kind of saw
that with this storm this past weekend, where it had the potential maybe to bring higher snow totals across the area, but it was so dry and cold already that then the storm not being able to really strengthen itself prevented it from producing those higher snowfall amounts.
Right. So to answer this question from Charles, I'm going to say, going back to what our own Tony Petrarca did, he did a winter outlook at the beginning of winter, and he did reference that, looking at all the data and all the things, the signals, it would be pointing to a near average, if not slightly below average snowfall. Right now we're around 5 inches of snow in Providence, or at Warwick at the airport, and I'm sure some locations maybe have a little bit more than that. But
and our average is 35 inches at that same location at the airport where we keep our records. So we are far from that.
We are.
I do think we will see more than 5 inches this year, but it'll be interesting to see if we even approach the average, since we are already
so far behind,
getting towards the end of January at this point.
And what we've learned is, we all know, is it only takes one storm to really change those numbers. So far it hasn't happened. Will it happen going forward? We still have all of February, and we do get we can get pretty big storms in March too. So we do have a couple of months left to really enhance those numbers. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But to answer that, it's just more of a, don't give up hope if you love snow.